Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay of this video. Today we're going to do some mini readings. It's been a while. I just got back from my retreat in Sedona, which happened this past weekend, and it took me literally days to get to a point where I am like, okay, I'm ready to get back to regular broadcasting and regular scheduling. So here we are today, and if you would like to get on the list for tonight's mini readings, there's a link in the description of the video which has my PayPal, and once you submit your payment, I'll put your name on the list. We actually already have 2 people on the list. The first is Jeanette, and the second one is Nancy. So if you guys are here, let me know in the chat, because then we can just kind of go ahead and get started. Yes. Hello, Nelly, and hello, Jeanette. Welcome in. I want to hear all the juicy tea. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing a lot tomorrow in our Moon Goddess training, because there's kind of a lot to share and a lot to talk about. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Raessa. Welcome. But it was an amazing experience. It was, oh my God, so powerful. I think we literally exceeded our expectations with what this, the very first time that we were, doing this retreat, was like. And so that's a really, really amazing thing. It was a lot of work, of course, as it normally is when you're trying to run an event, but it was also really, really a powerful learning experience. And everyone that went had an amazing and powerful time. And as always, at any kind of spiritual event, there's things that come up because we get sort of not triggered. I don't want to use that word, but things come up that cause us to like have reactions to things. And I think everybody individually was like kind of going through their own little journey. And the theme of the retreat was moving from the underworld up towards, the upper world, the celestial realm, but basically moving from the darkness to the light. And that theme was definitely present throughout the retreat. So it was quite powerful experience. And like, I went through my own kind of little dark night of the soul there. But I feel better and better and about the event like every day. And I am just so excited for future events. I can't wait to do a Moon Goddess retreat. Yeah, exactly. They get the multipass. I can't wait to do our Moon Goddess training retreat. I want to do more events in Sedona like soon. So I'm just really excited about everything like launching, it just felt like a powerful launch forward, and it was so cool to have that. And I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to debrief yet with Roden, but we have already mentioned to each other that we want this Sedona Lionsgate retreat to be an annual thing. So it's going to evolve. The first one was so beautiful and so powerful, and like I said, beyond our expectations. And I can't wait from here on out, everything, that's coming into the future. Hello, Melissa. Welcome in. All right. So let's just go ahead and begin. We've got 2 people on the list, Jeanette and Nancy. So we're going to do Jeanette's reading first, and then we're going to do Nancy's reading. And if you want to get on the list, send the $25 to my PayPal. The link is in the description of the video. And then you can choose from, I can read cards, I can do astrology, I can do human design, I can look at your gene keys too. Kind of a huge variety of things that you can choose from. So I'm really excited about tonight. So let's just go ahead and get started. And we're also moving towards a full moon next week. Already, my brain can't even comprehend, but here we are getting ready for the full moon in Aquarius. Heavy energy, and we just got through a lot of really powerful transits, especially the North Node conjuncting Mars and Uranus. And it's just kind of wild. It's been kind of weird and crazy energy. I'm also, if you're going to do Tarot Oracle, I'm using a new animal deck today that I got in Sedona during the retreat. It came to me very, very powerfully. So I am excited to start to use this one as well. And they have these cute little messages at the bottom. So here we go. Looking for insight about my north and south nodes. If time permits, also Chiron. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited to be back live as well. Okay, so insights about North Node and South Node, and then Chiron. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up your chart on the screen, and we can start from there. I'm also going to share it here, so just give me 1 second. I'll switch over to the screen, and then we'll get this one ready. Yeah, it was all the things, right? It was, well, all the things, yes, that I can offer here. And then also when I read your comment, I just realized it was, I was like thinking, Nancy, that you talking about the retreat, but it really was all the things. It cracks me up. I really did need some like time to like get back, on track with this one. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull up your chart first. We've got 7:18:55. We've got 4:10 a.m. I mean, oh my God, like there was so much, like it was a lot. Like that was the thing. It was like the whole event was so much. You can't even process it in one day. That's kind of how it feels. And then we've got North Carolina. Okay, so here we go. Let me just make sure I have everything correct. 7:18:55, 4:10 a.m. Okay. So here we are. Your nodes. Okay. All right. So this should be fun. I really like your question, by the way. So let's first locate the nodes. We've got North Node over here at 26 degrees of Sagittarius in the 6th house. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the South Node in Gemini in the 12th house. So to understand what the nodes mean in a natal chart, you have to think about past lives and then destiny. The South Node represents past life, karma, things from lessons learned, lessons that are being brought into this life, things that are coming from past experiences. I mean, it really is past experiences and the knowledge that you bring in. It also represents your comfort zone. So it's where we tend to get stuck a lot in life until we realize there's a pull, and like it's almost like a magnetic pull. Hello, Belinda, welcome in. A magnetic pull, a magnetic kind of calling or shifting, not shifting, but just a magnetic pull towards the North Node, which is where your destiny lies. So the North Node is going to feel uncomfortable because it's new. You haven't yet had that experience in this lifetime. So you are reaching towards it. You're moving in the direction of. For you, this is actually really interesting because you have a North Node in Sagittarius, which actually Sagittarius is the sign of adventure. Sagittarius is the sign of going into the unknown, discovering a new path, discovering a new journey. It is taking your life and your, not just your life, but also your mind, like how you think of the world, to the edge and then going beyond the edge. It's a lot of like leaps of faith with Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is also an energy that is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is the biggest planet of astrology, which means that Sagittarius tends to be big energy. There's a lot of expansiveness that comes with this. And so being at your North Node, it can feel like it's too much. You know, there's too much that's like out there for me to discover. But in essence, what this means is that you came into this world to have an epic adventure and to have the kind of adventure that is going to expand your mind and help you grow in a spiritual way, because that Sagittarius energy rules the energy of spiritual integration. So you came to integrate, to have an adventure, but also to integrate your soul, to kind of calibrate yourself to this frequency of, I want more. I want to go beyond the edge of humanity. I want to go beyond my own edge personally, but I want to grow and I want to expand and I want to get bigger, to express outwards in a bigger way. Speaking of expression, it's interesting because the opposite end of the spectrum, which is the South Node in Gemini, is the energy of expression, but it is more of the kind of expression that is focused more on communication and street smarts and being able to have the knowledge, right? So in a sense, you have basically you have this need or desire. You have, hang on, let me start over. I'm just making sure my connection is good. Kind of distracted me because it looked like it was having trouble there for a second. So basically the knowledge that comes with Gemini is basically in the head. A lot of it is in the mind. A lot of it is in the head. But the knowledge that comes from Sagittarius is about the journey. So with Sagittarius, you need to go on a journey. Life is a journey for you, a big call for you to go and have experiences that will bring you that wisdom. So you have the curiosity, you have the knowledge, it's all in your mind, but you need to trust that you actually need to go learn new things. Because I think that's what Gemini in a sense, can bring up is the feeling that you already know. So you don't really need to go and do something. You already know. And that's what may hold you back in life. To add on to that, you've got your North Node in the 6th house and your South Node in the 12th house, which means that technically these are also North Node Virgo, South Node Pisces. So with a South Node Pisces, it means that in a past life, you've had mystical experiences and you have felt boundless. And now you're coming into the world to learn how to be more here in the moment, more present, more physical. Virgo rules like our environment. Virgo rules like the details, right? Focusing on the details. So you are here to also help others too, because Virgo can be the energy of like someone that, like a doctor, right? Like someone that's here to help others. It also has to do with your health. It has to do with your daily life. But mostly when it comes to North Node, you need to learn to have adventures in the moment. You need to try not to escape into your mind and into like the ethers and be more present. That's part of the one of the biggest journeys for you in terms of what you're here to do. How does that resonate with you so far, Jeanette? And I do want to say hi to Belinda. Welcome in. Yeah, the energy is very intense. I can't turn it down, unfortunately. Right? Hello, April. Welcome in. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Sagittarius needs to go experience things to learn. I mean, look at Matthias. I mean, I think his moon is in Sagittarius. He's a Leo. His moon is in Sagittarius, and I can't remember what his rising sign is. I think he's a Capricorn rising. He can't stop. Like, traveling is a big thing, right? So it's like you got to go on the journey. You got to travel. You got to not be afraid to go beyond your little space, your little safe space. That's part of what the journey is for you. And then with Chiron in Aquarius, this is an interesting sign. And I see a lot of people that were born during the year and the time that you were born in are actually have Chiron in Aquarius. And this is actually very much, how would I describe this? I've literally talked about like Chiron in Aquarius is you're always healing an insecurity. What is the insecurity of Aquarius? The insecurity of Aquarius is you feel too different. You feel like you're the oddball out. You feel like literally like an alien in the world. And you might have felt that way in your life, in your family, in all that stuff, right? So yeah, so you are here to let go of the insecurity that you're different and be okay with it and kind of embrace that uniqueness and embrace that weirdness, of you. And once you do, you'll notice that your uniqueness makes the whole more beautiful, that we each have that uniqueness within us and that we're able to have to express that. And when we do, and when we accept it, and when we own it more than anything else, that's when we actually we move into the new world, which is, the Aquarian age. Is you have to own your uniqueness and you have to be okay with being different, because it is that uniqueness and that difference that makes you a big asset to the world. So that's what I would say. That's my little, I guess, spiel for you, Jeanette. So thank you again for getting this reading. And next we have Nancy. It's so peaceful here. This was my first week settling in. Oh, that's right. Your new place. Beside this intense energy has been good. Oh, I love that, Ressa. That's awesome. Congratulations. How exciting. So how is the connection, you guys? Can you hear me okay? Melissa just got on the list. So we're going to add your name and I'm going to double check it. So just give me 1 second. All right, here we go. So, Nancy, human design reading. Let me pull up. Have you done a human design reading before? We have to go see the temples. Yeah, right. Hello, Twinkle, Starlight. Welcome in. Sound is good. But okay, as long as you guys can hear me, that's fine. If the video is a little glitchy, that's okay. As long as you can hear me, that'll be fine. Okay. Have we looked at your human design? We have not. Okay, cool. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up first and then I'm going to share it on the screen. And let me see if this works. Okay, I'm going to try this real quick and then I will let you know if it works and then we will. All right, so we've got date, day, month, year. Where are we at? Okay, 1310. Okay, so we've got 1310, 1980. October 13th, 1980, 3:21 p.m. So 3:21 p.m. is going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, right? Is it 15:21 p.m.? And then we've got country, United States. I want to share the screen once it's done. Because last time this wasn't working, so if it doesn't work, I'm going to switch to the other program, but I'd rather use the one that I freaking paid for, right? And then the city is Spokane, Washington. Okay. Let me just check the chat. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I just need to check that we have it right. Okay, October 13th, 1980, 3:21 p.m. Yeah, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21. That's correct. Let's create the chart. It worked! Yay! Okay, woohoo! Look at this funky looking chart. No, I'm totally kidding. What I'm talking about is like the colors are kind of the white. Like the white screen. Let me see if I can change it to I feel like there's not enough like contrast. Maybe that is like somewhere here. Okay, dark mode. Does that help? Yeah, no. This is a really interesting chart. This doesn't help, does it? Let's go back to this. Okay. All right, here we go. So you are a generator and your authority is sacral. Is it sacral? Hang on. So, yes. So you're a generator. Your authority is sacral authority, and your profile is a 6-3. And those are the things that I'm going to cover here in these mini readings. Like that stuff. If you've never looked at it, then this will help a lot already. I'm trying to make sure I keep up with the chat. Thank you guys all for posting in the chat. I really appreciate it. Okay. So we haven't looked at it yet. Where do we put the info? We're doing, Melissa, we're doing Nancy's reading right now. You're next. So when I tell you it's your turn, then you can put up your information in the chat. Okay. So, okay, here we go. So you are a generator. So what it means to be a generator is basically that you are the kind of being that has like this life force energy to do the things that you want to do. Literally, there's some people on this planet that are energy beings and some that are non-energy beings. So there are some people that have the energy to do and build. And there are some people that don't, and they actually need a lot of rest. And those are the projectors and the reflectors. And also some of the manifestors too. They work in spurts. But as a generator, a pure generator, what you have is the ability to really bring your energy to the things that you love. Now, what ends up happening with generator energy is that we all get conditioned, right? We all get conditioned in life, and we all get kind of told what to do and who we're supposed to be like and how we're supposed to behave and all that stuff. But what happens is that because of that, we end up living life in the wrong way, because every type of human design has a strategy, and the strategy of the generator is to respond to life, to respond with your life force energy, to respond to the life force energy within you. What does that mean? It means that your aura as a generator is enveloping. And so your aura fills up the space. That's why when people are around you, they feel like they're kind of like, people become a little bit like, what do you call it? Energy vampires, but not like, this is just the natural aura of the generator. It's not a bad thing. I just want to give you an example of what this means. So you fill up the room, and then people like take your energy in, and then sometimes when you don't realize it, that like it's too much for people, right? And what you are doing with your enveloping aura, filling up the space, is you're like reaching your energy outwards into the space to see like what is there to respond to. You need to touch, you need to feel, you need to know what's around you to know what you need to respond to. That's why it's called an enveloping aura. And you need to respond to life. So things will show up, and you have this thing called sacral authority that says your body gives you the answer, and it is instant, and it is in the moment. So something, say, comes at you, a proposition, an invitation, something, and your body feels that full body 100% yes. That's your sacral authority telling you the answer to this question, whether I'm going or not, or etc., whether I'm doing this or not, is a yes. If your body goes and you have this like I'm just not feeling it vibe with your body, not your mind. This is not about thinking. This is very much a body focused strategy or authority. So you have to recognize that that's the answer. And if you go against it, then you're going against it. And when you go against it, you're going to, kind of like the law of attraction, attract more things into your field that are not fun. Whereas if you keep responding only to the things that are 100% yes, it's like you're guiding yourself into the most magical place that you could imagine. As a generator, your life is very kind of more of a stable climb. And the generators are known as the builders. So they are here to make things happen, to actually build the world. And you have that life force energy within you. So when you learn to use your strategy, which is to respond, and to use your authority, which is sacral, which is the body tells you, it's a or feeling in the body, your life can completely change from being not in the flow to being fully in the flow, which gives you the ability to feel like satisfied in your life, which is your goal. Your goal is to be satisfied, to live a satisfying life. So when you feel satisfied, that's like you're doing the right thing. When you feel frustrated, it's you're not going in the right direction. So the frustration is your gauge that says, I'm not going in the right direction. Satisfaction is your gauge that says you are going in the right direction. And just those three things alone will completely change the way that you basically live life. So that's for you, my dear. Hope that was insightful. So next we have Melissa. Melissa, go ahead and put up your information into the chat. And the list is open if anyone wants to get into it on the list. I want to do a moon goddess retreat. I want to do one for us, for the moon goddesses. I'm like, we have to do it. It's going to happen. I just got to figure out the details and how all that's going to go. But we like absolutely have to do it. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we are waiting for Melissa's information, and then we are going to do her reading. And again, if you want to get on the list, you can choose from an astrology reading, a human design reading, gene keys. I can also look at that. Hello, cats. Welcome in. Amazing. I just now realized I've seen your name here before, and I like didn't know before who you were, and now I know who you are. So peace. Super amazing. I love it. I love it. And I think you just posted the video in the chat, right? That's so funny. Good to see you. Yep, you did. Hope you're doing amazing. Kat was at the retreat. So there you go. Okay, so what kind of reading do you want, Melissa? Do you want me to do astrology, human design, or gene keys? $2023, I know, right? Don. I mean, there's a lot going on. So the gene keys is different than human design, but they are similar. They're different systems. Let me just keep it straight. They're different systems. And if you've never looked at the gene keys, I mean, we can kind of look at it together. I can look at your basically the gene keys the activation sequence, which is what I cover here in the mini reading, will tell you what your life's work is, your evolution, how you evolve, how your radiance, like what shines from within, and then also your life purpose, which is what you are here to be, how you're here to be. It's basically that kind of essence. I don't like this weird way that my screen is doing that. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, we got a couple people getting on the list. And we're still waiting for... That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for doing that, Kat. I so appreciate it. Oh, signing up Naomi for human design. Okay, cool. Let me, while we wait for Melissa to put her, while a lot of people are getting on the list all of a sudden, I'm going to update the list. So after Melissa... I can't pull up your chart until, Melissa, until you tell me which type of reading you want. Okay, so after Melissa, it's Sherry. And after Sherry is Naomi. And then I think someone else just got on the list as well. So I'm going to update that too. Or maybe, okay, so no, I think that's it for now. Okay, gene keys. That's okay. That's okay. So, gene keys. So it says gene keys and... So I'm trying to like make sure. Okay. So let's try this because the gene keys things wasn't working last time. So I'm hoping that it works. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Kat. I love that. Thanks for saying that. Okay, so, give me a second. And actually, I can let you guys kind of watch while I do this. And hopefully this will work. All right. Birth city. We've got, where's your information at? Now I lost it. Oh, it's back there. Way back there. Let me move down the chat. So we've got birth city is Boston. And the month is June 1st, 1960. June 1st, 1960. And then the hour is 12:07. 12:07 a.m. So, hopefully this works. It's doing something. All right, here we go. So let me go back to the front of the chat. Okay, thank you, Dawn. So after Melissa, it's Sherry, and after Sherry, it's Naomi. So this is your Gene Keys profile, and you can get your own profile. I actually recommend it by going to genekeys.com, and they will give you this this profile. It'll pull up, and it'll give you actually some information that you can actually read. But I'm going to kind of interpret this information for you. Hello, Lynette. Welcome in. So here we are. Let's look at the life's work sphere. So the life's work sphere tells you that this is what you're here to do. And basically what you're here to do in terms of the gene keys is to transmute the shadow of your life's work into the gift. And so one of the things that you have the biggest challenge with in life is this shadow of indifference. It's like somehow you just kind of feel indifferent about things. But you do have this line 6, which means that you are also a natural teacher. This also means that in life, you are going to learn up until about 30 years old, right about the Saturn return. You're going to learn a lot in life. And actually up until Chiron return, I think, which is around 50, you learn by having a lot of experiences and making mistakes. And this gives you eventually this very beautiful ability to see things from a higher perspective and to be able to basically teach others from your experience. And that's why it is known as the teacher archetype. So your life's work is to transmute the shadow of indifference into the gift of versatility. Eventually, it becomes this divine gift of mastery. And you really have to go into the Gene Keys book and read each of these chapters for each of the Gene Keys to give you a wider perspective. But I just want to kind of plant the seeds of what are some of the issues, what are some of the shadows that you deal with in your life relating to this area that the Gene Keys points to. So a big part of you has to learn to let go of the shadow of indifference, to feel like things don't matter, and to move into that gift of versatility. Now, when you start to do that, like the things that's going to challenge you the most is this sphere of evolution. And your sphere of evolution. So the life's work is the 16th gene key. The sphere of evolution is the 9th gene key for you. And the evolution is basically the way that you are challenged in life. And when you face this sort of the shadow energy of your evolution sphere, you you transmute the shadow and you begin to have breakthroughs in your life. So what you have here is the shadow of inertia, which basically means the tendency to do nothing or like to remain unchanged, for things, not to change. It's basically just kind of like the stuck energy, right? And the way that you're going to evolve and the way that you're going to be tested is you need to step into your determination. So you can see how the shadow of indifference and the shadow of inertia basically kind of match each other's energies. When you're indifferent, you're going to have inertia, right? If you're in inertia, you're going to feel indifferent about life. You guys able to hear me okay? I just need to double check because YouTube just sent me a notification that having trouble with the connection. So that's basically what that means, is indifference and inertia are the two biggest challenges for you in life. Learn to step into a bit more of determination in your life. You will find that you open yourself up to versatility, like that you can do many things at once, that you have all these gifts that you came here to share. I'm going to wait and make sure somebody says you sound great. Okay. So I'll just keep going. This is kind of what we deal with here. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to close the list. So after Naomi, unless someone else got on the list right after her, then Naomi will be the last one. Okay. So that's a big, how does that resonate with you so far? Let's just go there, Melissa. How does that resonate with you so far? One of the biggest things in your life is probably feeling like it doesn't matter and I'm not interested, non-movement, non-forward movement, just feeling stuck in life. But, that's the shadow. So you may have already found your way through towards determination, which in essence eventually makes you like this, gives you this invincibility, makes you invincible in life and makes you a true master. But you need to move into the gift of versatility and determination in order to reach those higher levels of existence. Now, when you have these powerful breakthroughs in life where you find your determination, what starts to come through you is your radiance. It's what shines within you when you're in your gift, when you're in that higher frequency expression of who you are. And the shadow of your radiance is doubt. The gift of the radiance is inquiry, and then the siddhi is truth. Siddhi just means divine gift. So what this means is that when you have these powerful breakthroughs, what comes out of you is the truth, like truth with a capital T. And the only way to get to that truth that wants to shine out of you, the only way to do that is to let go of the need to, like, confusion and doubt are two energies that will keep you from understanding truth. Because the truth is that the truth is just is. Like there is no need to understand it in a logical way. So when you let go of the need to be secure about something, you're going to open yourself up to truth. And the way you find it is you literally go find it. It's through inquiry. You get excited. You're like, I want to know this. I want to know that. You don't doubt anymore. So you got to move from feeling doubtful about life to going and finding the answers to things, but being open to the fact that the truth is all around you and it doesn't even matter, that it just is what it is. And that's your true radiance. Truth shines forth just by you being in your highest expression, in your highest self. And then at the very end of that, what ends up happening is your true purpose comes out. becomes like illuminated in a way. And your true purpose is to be. It's not to do anything, but to actually be. The shadow of your purpose is confusion. So when you feel confused and doubtful, you're in the shadow of your purpose and your radiance. Your radiance isn't allowed to shine, and you're not being in your purpose. You're not being your purpose when you are in confused and doubtful about life. So to free yourself from those shadows, you have to step into your imagination. You have to allow yourself to imagine like a whole new thing, to imagine a new world, to become more creative. And when you do that, you will illuminate. Your energy will illuminate the space around you, the room around you. Like that's your true purpose, is illumination. So when you're in imagination and when you're in inquiry and you're in that desire to know, but not doubtful or confused, that's when you start to step more into your purpose than when you're in those shadow frequencies. And that's basically how the Gene Keys work, the activation sequence. It goes a lot deeper than that. I highly recommend you go get the book and you read those Gene Keys, that you read the 16th, the 9th, the 63rd, and the 64th Gene Key, because they are super, super powerful energies. So there you go, Melissa. That was for you. Thank you again for getting a reading. So next we have Sherry. So Sherry, we are ready for your question. Let me just double check real quick that we've got everything correct. And then after Sherry, we've got Naomi. And then the list is closed after Naomi. Just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you, Dawn, for putting that up there. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. Okay, so she wants human design reading. So we are going to go here. And we're going to do new chart. I'm going to switch this over. All right, here we go. So we've got the day is it's the 8th. Excuse me. Woo. And the year is 1966. The time is 5:30 a.m. And we are token. Okay, cool. No worries. It makes it even more fun. In the US. And Jacksonville. Is it Jacksonville Beach, Florida? I am going to get a tissue real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh my God, Jai, I wanted to inform you that I found out I am friends with a reflector after I left the retreat. Yep. No defined centers. Wow, that's actually really cool, Kat. That's really cool. All right, so let me just make sure I got this right. I'm just going to say yes to Jackson, or just Jacksonville. There is a Jacksonville, Florida. So let me just click on that one. And we've got 5:30 a.m., April 8th, 1966. Okay, let's create the chart and see what we get. Okay. So let me know if you guys can see the chart. You guys, I'm like, the list is closed and everybody keeps getting on the list. Okay. After dawn, the list is closed. Let me just update the list real quick. I love that you guys are getting on the list. I'm just always like, who's Dynasty Media? Because they're after Naomi, and then after them it would be Dawn. Okay. Okay, so Biyunka, did I say that right? Beyunka or Biyunka? That's a cool name. Okay. You were after Naomi. All right, so let's take a look at this chart. Okay, so you're a manifesting generator with sacral authority. And you have a 4-6 profile. Bianca. Okay. I'm very phonetic, like when I read names, because my native language is Spanish, and we pronounce like all the vowels. So I'm very like phonetic when I read stuff. Okay, so manifesting generator with sacral authority. So you are a generator, first and foremost. You have this life force energy that you are here to use to find satisfaction in your life, to find your way through life. The way that you do that is you follow your strategy as a manifesting generator, which is to respond. Now, when things come to you, your aura is sort of this enveloping energy that reaches out and feels the space around them because you need to know what you're responding to. So when you respond to life and you say yes, you need to listen to your body, because your body is what the gauge that will tell you what means yes and what means no. Yeah, right. Generators in the house. What means yes and what means no. If you are saying yes to things that you know in your own body, it doesn't feel right. You're saying yes to something that does not feel right. You're going to have trouble with that, because you want to make sure that you are only saying yes to that which is right for you. And the only way to know is by listening to your sacral authority, which is that body. The body gives you messages. Now, some people have completely pushed away their ability to listen to their bodies, because what we tend to do is we focus too much on the mind and what the mind wants and what the mind thinks. But our mind is just kind of like the observer, and it's like a tool that we can use to understand things in the world, but it's not the tool for anyone to use to make decisions. Even mental projectors. I'm a mental projector, so that's hard for me because the only defined center is my mind and then my throat. So I can actually say what I want to say. Most people think something, but what comes out of their mouth is like another aspect of who they are. It's not what they actually think. But for me, I can say what I think. And I can be very articulate in that way because my mind expresses through the throat, and I can talk for a long time too. But anyways, what I'm saying is that none of us, the mind is not the way, right? Exactly. So you know what this is because you feel it in your body. Your body always tells you. And that's the most important thing, is that you have to listen to the body telling you yes or no, especially for the big decisions in life. So that's basically the key to understanding in this general way your human design, is that you came here to, and you have that manifesting energy too. So what that means is that you have to, when you become excited about something, when you get excited about it and you want to go do it, you actually have to wait, like respond to the idea as well. So there's like kind of a two-part process. And a lot of manifesting generators have this same issue, is that they have these big ideas and they want to like skip the steps to get to a certain point, because they can see the vision. It's like they want to manifest it quickly or faster. They think they can get there faster. But what happens is that generator side of them gets ignored, which is actually the very important part of who they are. They're a subtype of the generator. So first and foremost, you're a generator, but you have this ability to sort of have bigger visions and manifest things in life. And you can manifest things and bring them to fruition, but you can't skip the steps, because the universe will just bring you back to square zero, and you'll have to start over again from step one if you skipped any steps. So as long as you can find a way to respond to even your own ideas that you get inspired by, that's the key for the manifesting generator to have success and to feel that satisfaction in their life, is when they always give their body time to respond, even to their own ideas and even to their own inspired like messages that they get. So that will help you kind of navigate through life, just knowing those simple few things in your human design. So thanks again, Sherry. And next we have Naomi. So Naomi, you can put up your information in the chat, and then we'll do your reading. And then we have Bianca, and then Dawn. And then after Dawn, the list is closed. So if you get on the list, we won't do your reading until next Friday, because it's only Fridays that we oh boy, I know about skipping steps. Yeah, exactly. Friday, I only do mini readings on Fridays. All right, here we go. Let's do new chart. All right. The day is the 3rd. The month is... Hold on. The day is the 3rd. The month is the 6th. And the year is 1965. The time is 1:11 a.m. So that's going to be like that. Okay. Born in the U.S. And then the city is Ganado. Arizona. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, right? Okay, I think I got everything right. And let's take a look at this. Oh, wow. This is really interesting. Okay. Have you looked at her? Have you guys looked at your chart? Belinda and Naomi, have you guys looked at it before? So June 3rd, 1965 in Ganado at 1:11 a.m. Okay. So this is actually really cool. So what you are is you're a manifester. You're a manifester and you're an emotional. No? Okay. All right. So Naomi, you're a manifester and you're you have emotional authority. So what does this mean? This is really interesting. Okay. So the manifestors are only 7% of the population. What they are here to do is literally to create things. They are basically the only type within human design that has the ability to bring things into a reality. They have the magician's touch kind of a thing. They will feel some kind of impulse, right? And when they feel this impulse to create, they can actually get it done. The the important thing to know about being a manifester is that you can have big visions, but you don't necessarily have the energy to make it come to life. And so what the manifestors need is a lot of generator and manifesting generator types to build the vision and to build the dream that they have. Because if you try to do it yourself, you're going to run out of energy. It's almost like being a king or a queen or like a manager, and then you're like managing the project, but you're not one of the workers. It's an interesting concept to try to understand. Here's what happens with manifestors is that their aura is closed and repelling. So because you have this ability to move forward and make things happen and create things in your life, you tend to just go and do them. And you tend to not want to tell anyone you're doing it because doesn't come naturally to you to like tell people like, I am going to go do this. But the thing is that your strategy is to inform. So if you are not using your strategy, if you are like going and doing something without telling anyone that you're doing it, without giving anyone the information, without informing people, you're going to hit a lot of resistance from people. They're not going to like it. Your strategy is to inform, which means you need to inform people of what you are going to go do. Right? So the manifestor is different than the manifesting generator. The manifesting generator is actually a generator. The manifestor is not a generator at all. The manifestor is just a manifestor. So here's what happens to the manifestor when they are not living by their design. They are going to feel angry. They're going to feel angry. If you're not living in your strategy, if you're not living in your design, if you're not listening to your authority, which I'll talk about in a second, you will feel angry. So, what is the authority? Because the authority tells you how you need to make decisions. You have an emotional authority, which means that you are an emotional being. You have emotions, and believe it or not, some people are non-emotional beings. I am technically, according to human design, a non-emotional being, meaning I'm not like kind of, the emotions are not something that I came here to be guided by in a sense. I'm more of like in my natural state, just super calm and relaxed, not high or low. I am very, very affected by the environment around me because I literally have nothing defined from my throat down. So other people's energies really affect me. So my environment is the most important thing because when you have undefined centers, you magnify the energy around you. And my completely open center is my solar plexus. So I magnify everyone's emotions around me. But you are an emotional being, meaning you have highs and lows, and then spaces where you have neutral. So if you try to make a decision when you're emotionally high, what can happen is that when you go to the wave of the emotional low, you're going to be like, I shouldn't have said yes. I didn't really realize I don't want to do that now. So you can't make decisions when you're feeling high and you can't make decisions when you're feeling low. So you have to find that neutral space because that's where you get the clarity. Like, okay, I felt the excitement of it and then I felt the non-excitement of it. And now I actually know what I want now. I know that whether it's a yes or a no. But when you ignore that, you're going to either be making decisions from the high or the low, or people are going to try to get you to make decisions right there in the moment, and you just can't. That is not your authority. To make decisions in the moment is not your thing. You have to wait the emotional wave to make the decision. You have to wait for the wave to be done and for you to be in the neutral space to make a decision. So if you're making decisions from the high or if you're making decisions from the low, not the way for you to feel like fulfilled in life. So that's huge because as a manifester, you actually want to just go do things. But when you get that idea to go do something, you need to also go through that emotional wave and realize this is really something that I want to do or not. And you have to get to that neutral space. And it is only from that neutral space that you can actually make decisions, and they will be the right decision for you. So what's challenging is that you have to learn to tell people, I don't know yet. I don't know the answer yet. I can't tell you right now. I'm not able to tell you right now, because you need to like process it and feel it out and feel what you're feeling. What are your emotions telling you? But only when you get to that neutral space do you find the clarity. So that's basically the wisdom that comes, from this energy. It's a very, very cool type because it is one of the rare types. So thank you for getting that reading. All right, Bianca is next. So it's Bianca and then Dawn. Awesome. Love that. She agrees. Spot on. There you go. Yeah, human design is amazing. Blows my mind. And there's more, you can really go deeper and deeper into all of this stuff. And it's like a literal rabbit hole. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So okay, here we go. The birth city is Indianola. And that is in Mississippi. Is that correct? Looks like Mississippi. Okay, the day is the 2nd. The month is November. And the year is 92. And then the time is 7:48 a.m. Okay, let me make sure I got this right. Awesome. Awesome, Melissa. Okay, Indianola. 11 to 92. Got it. Okay. 7:48 a.m. Okay. So, life's work. So we're going to go over the activation sequence. So your life's work is basically what you're here to do. You're here to transmute this shadow of interference into the gift of teamwork. And then eventually it becomes this beautiful divine gift of synergy. You have a line 3 here. So this also means that you're a 3/6. Okay, interesting. So this means that you learn by making mistakes. Like just naturally in life, you're here to learn by making mistakes. There's no judgment on that. Many people came here, like most of us, a lot of us came here to make mistakes because we're trying to learn. And the only way to learn is to have experience. And when you have experience, you make mistakes. But there's something about this third line that is even more stronger about making mistakes. However, your life's work is to release the fear of interference. Now, I would highly recommend that you read the Gene Keys book, because in this energy of interference, it means that you yourself are in a way. This is my interpretation of it. You get in the way. It's like getting in the way, getting in your own way. That's one of the hardest things that you are here to learn, is you need to learn to stop getting in the way and ask for help and work with other people and do that teamwork energy. That's a huge part, and it might be one of the biggest lessons that you have in this world. The thing that is going to be very, very challenging for you, which is your evolution, which is your sort of, it's what we call, God, there's a beautiful sunset outside. It's what we call the breakthrough. It's what actually is the most challenging thing for you, because it is here to help you evolve, is the shadow of addiction that moves into the gift of invention, and that moves up towards the divine gift of silence. So addiction in like every sense of the word. There's like a million things that we can get addicted to, right? We can get addicted to, like, you know, on the extreme end, hardcore drugs and shit like that. On the more, I mean, everything is extreme when it comes to an addiction, but on the more maybe less physically harmful, we can get addicted to social media. We can get addicted to a certain way of thinking. We can get addicted to a certain belief. We can get addicted to things that are like self-harming, because addictions are self-harming. That the only thing, they hurt ourselves, and they basically eventually can very much affect, depending on the extreme energy of the addiction, like what kind of addiction it is, it can like affect obviously everyone around you. So moving from that gift of addiction, it's like, addiction too is about feeling like powerless to something. It's almost like you're giving your power away to something outside of you, whatever that addiction is. And when you learn to take your power back, you step into a place of, you become, in a sense, like this gives us, inventive. You actually learn to create new things and bring new things into the world. And there's an inspiration that happens there. And eventually you realize that everything is perfect just the way it is. And this energy of silence just like permeates through everything. And it is the most beautiful thing. And so it's just about moving from that shadow of addiction towards this understanding and knowing that everything is perfect just the way it is. Being in the silence. It's okay to be in the silence. It's okay to be in that space. So the addiction, you're trying to fill a void. Right? That's why it's called an addiction. It's like we try to fill a void, but it's not fillable because it is a void. The silence is being okay within the void, being okay that there is a void and not needing to fill it. When you deal with your addictions in life, when you release, when you move through, when you heal from all of this, what ends up happening is your radiance, your inner light starts to shine through. And the shadow of your radiance, this 33rd gene key, is the shadow of forgetting. Well, can you imagine if you're living in a world of addiction, you can't. You're like absent-minded, right? You forget things. Think about like an actual drug addiction. Like you are just not present. It's like specifically drug addictions are about checking out. But all addictions are ways of checking out. Food addictions, technology addictions. They're all like you're checking out and you're not being present. That's why you forget. You forget yourself. You forget your radiance. You forget who you are. You forget your essence. But when you start to heal from all of the addictions, you step into mindfulness. Because again, you are in that void. You're okay in the silence, and you're okay with being present, and you allow yourself to be present with whatever shows up in your life. And when you do that, you will receive these powerful revelations that are for you. Revelations that are for you to understand, that will help you see the world from a higher perspective, because you do have this sixth line right here. So it's a natural teacher energy, right? And remember, you learned from experience. So the addictions are part of the experience that you're here to have that are going to teach you how to become more mindful. Once you do that, what comes out is your true radiance. I mean, your true purpose. And this is the shadow of codependence moves to the gift of sensitivity to the city of sacrifice, which is not, it's not in a negative connotation that we normally like to say sacrifice. It's a different meaning in the gene keys. And I highly recommend you read all of these, gene keys from the book. But you release the need to be codependent with others. You release the need. Your true purpose in life is to be sensitive to everything around you, but in a way that is healthy, that is not codependent, that you don't need something else. I mean, think of that shadow of addiction and codependency. They kind of come together. You and the addiction are codependent. Like you can't live without it, or you think you can't live without it. But when you realize that you can live without it, this is when you free yourself and you realize I am sensitive. And this is why I'm trying to cover all these things up, because it's too much. I need to numb myself, and addictions help us numb ourselves, right? Help us check out and numb ourselves. So you can see that the addictions in your life are a huge part of you not being able to live in your gifts, right? Getting in your own way, forgetting who you are, right? Being absent-minded, being codependent, thinking that you need others to help you, live and survive in this world. And you don't. You just need to accept who you are and be in that essence of who you are. And it's a surrendering. I feel like it's a very powerful surrendering. So that's my reading for you, Bianca, of the activation sequence of the gene key. So thank you for getting this reading. I appreciate it. What if your life's work and evolution both share the same line? They always share the same line. And each of those lines means something different and very specific to that specific sphere of your gene keys profile. I actually teach the specifics of all of these things. It's too much to go into in a mini reading, but I teach the specifics of all of these things in my Moon Goddess training, which I am currently running. We're in level 2. We have to do level 3, and then we'll start over with level 1 next year. It's a full year-long program, mystery school, learning about your gene keys, your human design, your astrology, all of it. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Bianca. I appreciate it. Okay, Dawn, it's your turn. And this is the last reading of the evening. And if you're enjoying these readings and learning a lot, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, because I usually go live. So you want to make sure that you're getting notified when I go live. But my shows are usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And traveling to the temples, dude. Yes. So it's amazing. Okay, so we are going to do Dawn's reading, and then after that we shall conclude our evening. I do want to thank everyone for getting a reading tonight. I really appreciate it. Where are we at? Yeah, Dawn is the last one. Okay. Just wanted to double check. Oh, it's for Ra. Okay. Got it. Okay. Oh, I love this. We're going to end with a tarot reading. Okay, so intuitive reading. Okay, well, let's see what comes through. The first card that came out is the Wheel of Fortune, and I'll show them to you in a moment. The Wheel of Fortune, I mean, that means that things are shifting. Things are like doing this major shifting in your life right now. And it's the big change, you know? I'm sure, I mean, I know a little bit of, you know, your story, so it fits very well. And it is, and now you got a second major arcana, which is the moon, but it did come out reverse. So we're going to go through it. Oh, wow. Wow. 3 major arcanas. Okay. And then animal spirit. Let's pull this one out and then I'll show you guys all the cards. All right. Here we go. Okay, so very first card you get is the Wheel of Fortune. So like I said, this is a very activating energy. This basically says like the wheels of time are changing. It's an exciting thing. It can be scary because we don't know what's on the other side. But here's the story from the book. This is a story from Ghana. It's an Akan mythology. The Wheel of Fortune is endlessly turning, spun by a trickster god. What was once luck is now misfortune. What was hopeless is now joyous. These acts may seem random, but all fates are part of an interconnected web of repercussions. So it's like the wheel of karma is changing, the wheel of time is changing, and it's time for a new story. You have sort of like graduated from whatever was going on, and now it's a new journey, and that's the excitement of it. So this can signify fortune, unexpected events, dealing with karma, destiny, and cycles in your life. The next card that you get, which is the challenge card, is a very interesting card. You get the Ace of Swords. There it is, the Ace of Swords. So this is a Greek legend from Turkey. It's called the Gordian knot. So the sword is next to this knot, and the Ace of Swords represents a sudden burst of inspiration, a new solution, a new way of thinking to break through a problem. Slicing through the Gordian knot begins a campaign to conquer new lands. So the challenge is you have to learn to think a different way. If the wheel of time is changing, then it requires that you think differently, that you approach things differently. And so that's going to be the challenge, because it's almost like your mind has to catch up to the newness of everything that is going on in your life. So this can mean new projects, truth coming through, assertiveness, creative thinking, and clarity. So because it's the challenge, it's asking you to think a new way, to process things in a new way. And that, of course, can feel a bit intense, for sure, because it is a big change. And the nature of that is that it can be scary and overwhelming. The overall theme for you is the moon, but it did come out reverse, which is actually a really good thing. So, whereas the moon upright can be like fierce coming up, reversed, it's like the opposite, right? This is Princess Kayuga. It is a Japanese fairy tale. The moon is the subconscious and all its illusions, potential pitfalls, and the possibility of self-deception. Here, 2 tanukis, shape-shifting, raccoon-like animals, each stare at a different moon, though it is not clear which is the real one. So it's like getting lost in the illusion because you can't tell what's real and what's not. But when this card is reversed, it's about joy, enlightenment, resolution, deception revealed, and relief. So it's like dealing successfully with the fears and knowing and having the clarity of like, I actually know what's right. I actually know what's clear for me in this moment. And that is the overall theme. So that's the second major arcana card that comes through. The third one, interestingly enough, is the Hermit, and it is also reversed. So let me read the story first. This is Druid and the White Stag from Ireland, a Celtic legend. The hermit represents solitude and leaving responsibilities behind to focus inward. In the Celtic myth, the elusive white stag encourages people to drop everything and pursue spirituality. However, this card did come out reverse. So whereas upright, it can be a time of introspection, a time of withdrawal, a time of insight, a time of meditation. Reverse, it's like the opposite of that. It's like you're done with this phase, right? You need to go out there. But you also have to be careful not to be reckless, right? Not to be too hasty, not to avoid what's important for you, to not to avoid loneliness, to not try not to feel lonely, because loneliness and rejection can be something that happens with the hermit reversed. But it's like the opposite. It's like, go out there. Go out there. Yes, you may resist, right? Because you're actually at a phase where you need to come out of the cave. Right? We're coming out of our caves, like that. So that's what I am getting from the energy of the Hermit card. So just be careful that you're not resisting the wisdom, that you're actually learning from the wisdom, and that you're moving forward with the wisdom that you have learned. But if you are also feeling like you're resisting, like it's time to go inside, but you're like resisting something, that can be the challenging part of this. But that's the spirit guides, the spirit card, spirit guide card. My spiritual guides have been telling me that it's okay to go outside for the past week because I've been in Hermit since the node switch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The name of this deck, Tarot of the Divine. It's called Tarot of the Divine. Okay, and then the animal spirit that comes through for you is the chameleon. The chameleon. This is really freaking funny because this is basically kind of like hermit energy. So here's what the card says. Stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. That's a contradiction to the Hermit card reversed, right? So I think in a way, there's what you're learning by kind of being in this hermit mode is now needing to be used. That's what I'm getting from this, because the chameleon can become anything it needs to, right? That's what a chameleon is. It becomes this or it becomes that, or it changes into this or it changes into that, and it adapts. So you need to learn to adapt to your situation, right? Stay in the background and adapt to the situation. Excuse me. Rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. That also means that don't try to force things to happen. Let things happen on their own, right? Wait for the invitation. So there you have it. Awesome. I love it. So thank you everyone for getting a reading tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. And I will be back on Monday to do our weekly astrology reading. So thank you. And I'll see you all again very soon. Sat Nam.